That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade and are looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
Calderon is out there with Afflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the 4-man position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Afflalo, no good. Los Angeles leading by 23. Redick dishes to Rondo. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Really left alone that time.
Rajon Rondo.
New York's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Rondo against Calderon. Shoots from the elbow. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Calderon's got his 3rd basket of the night.
What handle? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
Smith against Lopez. Pass to Pierce. Rondo kicks to Pierce. Shot clock at 5. Redick passes to Smith. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, a great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward. Clark, he's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's got all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
And Calderon drops them both. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
New York calls timeout.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved. And they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris.
And you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
Nice work there coming off the screen. And that's 19 points for Jay.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Here's Anthony. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter. Paul kicks to Griffin. Shot from 12. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And an interesting byproduct of Blake Griffin extending his shooting range in his perimeter defense, Clark, his rebounding numbers have gone way down.
Well, it's hard to have it both ways, Kevin. I mean, the team needs him to keep working on his perimeter game, and if he's out on the perimeter, it makes it tougher for him to get rebounds inside.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. Calderon kicks to Galloway. They double him with Jordan. Calderon has the open look. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Galloway has got his 8th assist in the game.
And on the topic of Griffin's rebounding, there's another force that helps submarine his numbers, DeAndre Jordan. Over the past few seasons, as Jordan's boards went up, Griffin's have gone down. Now, you'd think with the 2 elite rebounders that the team would finish better than 20th in rebounding last year, but that's another story.
He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
And back to Griffin for a minute. I think he will soon find a balance between his emerging perimeter game and his rebounding. 7.5 boards a game, far too few for him last year. He's likely to return to double-digit rebounding averages, I think, sometime soon.
Here's Calderon. The Clippers grab the miss. Jay's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Picked by Griffin. Here's Navarro. Loose off the pick and hammers it home.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks. Given an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here. Derek Williams checked in for New York. Los Angeles has gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Navarro, the pass to Jordan, and that one's good. Jordan's got 14.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Here's Galloway, defended by Paul, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Clippers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for New York. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And trying to cut into this lead, they need every edge they can get. And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
For New York, they've gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. Pass to Calderon. For 3, it's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Here's Navarro. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 5 assists tonight.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Here's Galloway. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Galloway has got 4 points now in the quarter. The Clippers shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break. Wide open. Again, the Clippers.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
From outside the arc, shot's good. Galloway has got 8 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Here's Navarro. He's guarded by Calderon. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
Galloway kicks to Calderon. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Passes it to Navarro. Here's the break. Here's Galloway. He's got 8. Here's Calderon. Count it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Williams dishes to Galloway. It's tipped. They retain possession, but he recovers it. On the wing, Williams. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Here's Galloway. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
He kicks to Seraphin. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. Just an incredible month of basketball. He's around 14 points per game, just over 4 blocks and 11 rebounds. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
And when you look at those rebounds, they have a cumulative effect on the opponent. His effort wears them down physically and mentally.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. For the Knicks, Lopez comes in for Porzingis. And it's a Flalo in for Langston Galloway. Outside Williams. Calderon passes to Williams. Here's Seraphin. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Seraphin's got 6.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Navarro, and he gets it to go. Jay's got 9 points here in the second half.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
41 seconds left to play here in the third. The shot by Paul, no good.
Well, that defense went from 4 to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Well, Aaron O'Flalo in this one, he's got 13 points, and also those active hands of his have led to a pair of steals.
He can just change a game with his defense, and he's thrown off their rhythm completely the last several possessions.
Los Angeles leading by 21. Paul passes to Navarro. Another one falls for the Clippers.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Here's Seraphin. The kick out to Aflalo. Calderon with it. 19 points in the game. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Clutch has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. From deep 3-point, and it is good at the buzzer.